Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look.
Oh yeah, wait. 1, 2, 3.
Flashlight. Okay. This is a deep philosophical question that I saw on a YouTube video here. And I want to see your guys' opinion.
Okay.
So does a straw, you might have heard this before, does a straw have 0 holes, 1 hole, or 2 holes?
1 hole. So the thing is, you're going to say the same thing, right? 1 hole. Because if you study topology, the answer is definitely there's 1
It's
hole.
a donut.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I
and
thought.
you, by the way, you're a donut too.
You're a donut. You're saying all our
No,
holes are
because-
connected, so
yeah.
we're a donut?
Yes. Your mouth then leads to your asshole. Right?
Well,
like eventually, there's a sphincter. There's a little like.
but what about
mechanism.
like my ears
that
don't
basically
necessarily
that's what
lead
are.
to the same place? So those are holes.
I don't know if is it a surface, your ears? Because
Your ear was.
I think they are actually a surface. No, but
Yeah,
they
those
just
would be
go through
separate
the
holes,
brain.
right?
They don't you can't. Yeah, those are 2 holes because you can't go from one ear and out the other. Despite gags where if you remember in the movie
Yeah.
Top Gun, I think he puts in one handkerchief to clean his ears and he takes it out the other and he goes.
Despite what clowns
back
have
and
taught
forth.
me.
Yeah, you can't actually do that because I believe. Don't quote me on this. I think it really just leads to a little the drum just connects to your brain, and it doesn't connect.
There's just
to your
the
other
ear canal that leads to the little eardrum that vibrates.
Yeah, there's just a little thing that connects. It has a wire going.
There's
to
the
brain.
hammer and
It's not
anvil, you know.
Yeah, but in topology, basically, the big question is donut or what's the opposite of a donut?
Sphere.
Sphere.
There can be multiple hole donut.
Yeah, but the big thing is it a donut or is it just a surface?
You can call it disc.
A disc.
Disc is 2D, right?
So it's disc or donut. And then there's just various
Well,
types
then,
of donuts
so
and various types of discs.
what would pants be then?
No, just one type of disc.
Every disc is the same.
Yeah, disc doesn't have any holes.
My dick is a disc.
Well, so
It has a hole.
so there's another hole. We have way more holes than just.
Oh yeah, I guess my dick is a if
Yeah.
you model my dick, just my dick, then it is a donut because there's a hole at the tip.
Yeah, the
If it
urethra
doesn't
would be
have a
another hole.
Sir, you have a problem.
So just because we have essentially, going back to Zach's question, you really have multiple holes in your
Yeah,
body.
it's just your mouth and
So that
ass
still
apparently
just
count
means
as
donut.
one.
Is that a particular type of donut?
Particular.
It's not really. It's really just extending. Okay.
Plus, you have pores.
A donut, okay?
Okay.
Chloe's studied topology. I haven't,
Mhm.
so I'm going to ask her the questions.
No, I didn't.
I thought you did for graphics, computer graphics.
I read some papers, that's it.
Oh, okay. Maybe you can't. Maybe I need somebody smarter.
I feel like we also
My
have
question
pores,
was,
so we
if
have
I
more,
take a donut.
even more
I
holes.
extend it out into a sphere, like an actual donut, a sphere. Okay, imagine, or not a sphere, a cylinder.
Okay.
Okay, so there's still just that hole, like a straw,
Yeah.
and I poke 2 holes in the side.
But they don't connect.
Holes on- Are they connecting or are they not?
They don't
connecting?
connect.
What do you mean connecting? There's just holes. There's holes in the if I punch 2 holes in the side of a can that I've opened on both sides.
I see.
You know, just 2.
Uh-huh.
Is that still just that's a donut, or is that a specific type of donut because there are more holes.
Yeah, they're more holes, so they have different genesis.
I don't know what that means.
What?
This is probably going to get more mathematical than you would think.
Yeah.
So,
It really did.
like you can stretch the donut, poke different holes,
Uh-huh.
and they're just multiple holes donuts. I don't know if I don't use Genesis, I don't know how to describe this.
But, okay, here's the thing. You multiple hole donut,
Yeah.
but here's the difference. Okay, hole number 1, where it's just a donut,
Uh-huh.
like it leads out, right? Just like the straw, there's an in and out,
Mhm.
right?
Uh-huh.
But if I have it extended to a cylinder, right?
Uh-huh.
I can poke holes in ways that they don't. Like I can't put my finger through one hole and go out the other hole, right?
So those would be
Well,
other
like-
holes.
I go out the down one or out the up one or out the other one, but it's not a direct hit.
You can go to any other, like, it's deformable.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Okay.
Everything's
What
deformable,
now?
So if you basically turned it into a disc, you'd basically just have 3-hole donut. Okay, and I understand. That does
Oh.
make sense.
So if you poke a hole in the
Right.
side, if you shrink it all the way down to just a disc, like just
Well, don't shrink it down. Like, just
You
basically
flatten it.
unravel it, right? Like, yeah, if you had the
Ah.
can, go back to the can. If you just flatten the can, you've just created a 3-hole donut. So that's what my impression, and I have not studied much topology, is it's basically, is it a donut? That's it. That's like, you would be surprised how many people can like spend time studying
So-
this, but it's basically that's
so
it.
pants would be a 2-hole donut then.
Okay, so that's the question.
Okay.
So if you deformed it
Pence is a 2-hole donut, yes.
2 holes, what about the one at the top?
That if you
So-
shrink it all down, it just becomes 2 holes.
Becomes the outside.
You're right. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the complicated bit, is you got to think about
You have
3
to,
holes is actually 2. It's only a 2-hole donut,
Right. You have
not a 3. Like the straw is only a 1, even
Yeah.
though people think there's 2.
Yeah.
So in the end, pants have 2 holes. Straw has 1.
Okay. But so I would say, okay, there's a difference between mathematically and linguistically,
Yes, that's very true.
right? Just like if you talk about a fruit, there's like a tomato, right? And you say tomato's a fruit. Yeah, like botanically. But like in terms of cooking, it's a vegetable because it doesn't taste like a goddamn fruit,
That's a good point.
right?
Decently sweet. if
Yeah.
They're ripe enough.
It's like I can prove this to you easily. If I tell you there's shit on the bottom hole of your straw, you know exactly what I'm saying, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So yes, mathematically there's only 1 hole.
Yeah.
But linguistically there's 2.
I mean, you
Like-
have
Especially when you have
to
bendy
understand
straw,
the
so there's
way
definitely a top and bottom.
Yeah.
Mathematics are the way invented to describe the world. So they
Yeah.
want to categorize things in a certain way. That's
Yeah.
why they describe it as a donut.
Yeah. But so I would say, like, do you know who Wittgenstein is?
No.
Zach?
Nope.
Okay. So he's a philosopher from like the he was a contemporary with Bertrand Russell, so I think like 20s or 30s. Basically, eventually he said all philosophical arguments, like almost all of them, just boil down to language games. So basically, if you define, and math is just another language, and if you define a hole in math, then you say a hole, yeah, there's only 1 hole. But in common English, there are different sets of rules, and it's just a different game, and you can just define it differently, and then you come up with a different answer. So he resolved like a lot of philosophical questions with like, yeah, just whatever your definition is. I mean, just write it down, and if you think
It's
it out,
not a
then
bad
there's your
point.
answer, but you can get a completely different answer if you want. So I think a
Yeah.
lot of these just boil down to that.
That's very true. Just like you said with the straw, you can definitely say there's a bottom and top hole in language. Everyone would understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Even though there's technically only one hole.
Yeah, mathematically there's only one hole. Depends on how you define hole. That's the problem. Is like if you want to define it as in the reference point of like the circular thing in a surface, which is not how it's defined mathematically. And that's not precise, I know, but it's basically like in a thing, the hole that I see. If I can see with my eyes and there's a round hole, that's a hole. And I can see it at the top and I can see it at the bottom, 2 holes. Right?
So, if a donut just has multiple holes...
3 holes.
You could say that if there's 2 surfaces, that's 2 holes. But the problem with the donut is there's only 1 surface and therefore only 1 hole.
So it's a matter of the game and what the use is, right? So topologically, like if you want to answer questions about like I don't know what like you really want to answer in math, but basically you probably want to answer fundamental questions about the properties of the thing, right?
The only use case that I have encountered is think about this case, right? You have wrapping paper, then you want to wrap something.
Okay.
Right. And how do you cut this wrapping paper in a continuous fashion so that it can wrap the whole thing?
Oh, okay. And you can answer that with topology.
You need topology knowledge. There are different ways of doing it.
Yeah, no, but I get it. But so that's the point, is you'd answer mathematical questions with topology.
Yeah, how many cuts you need to cut it?
Going back to linguistic is different. It's just about communication. If I want to communicate with you, a hole means something different.
Yeah.
Right? Because I can tell you the top hole has some shit on it, the bottom hole has some shit on it. Makes sense to you, you understand. That's the game. That's the game we're playing. That's the defined
it's very
rules
true.
that I can communicate to you. But if you want to answer a question, an abstract question, like how can you cut gift wrapping paper continuously so that you can wrap a whole gift, it's probably a lot easier to do that with math than it is with language.
That just like paints a picture of some mathematician who, like at Christmas time, wrapping presents, doing these fucking calculations just to wrap a goddamn present. I must make it perfect.
Don't forget, those are stretchy things.
Yeah.
Assume your wrapping paper is stretchy. Now, how many cuts you need to make?
So
since when was wrapping paper stretchy?
At the same time? Because it's the difference between intelligence and like wisdom.
Yeah.
You know, because somebody wise would be like, "Who cares? Just wrap it.
Just fucking wrap it, dude."
And they would think, "I don't even like that person." Right? So they'd be like, "I don't even care if it shows. I'm just doing this for whatever it's socially expected."
Yeah.
Just like that dude who wrapped our burger in the safe way.
Oh yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah, you know, because he's wise because he knows he gets paid the same either way. It does not matter. It's not like he has a career here. It's not like his manager's going to be like, "Oh, you're really good at rapping things. I'm promoting you 3 levels." No, it's the wise thing to do.
Nick, you're spitting.
Sorry.
All right, I got another, not really a philosophical question. So first off, Nick, do you do the laundry? Do you do your own laundry, or does just Chloe do it?
I have basically not done laundry since she moved in.
Okay, that's what I figured. So
That's how lazy.
So pre-Chloe.
I did my laundry on my own. Yeah.
So pre-Chloe,
Okay.
how often would you wash your clothes, then put them in the dryer, and just leave them in the dryer? Like, how often would you fold them right after drying them?
I've told Chloe never. I never once folded my clothes in my entire life. I have never once in my entire fucking life folded clothes. Like
You've
ever.
never actually folded
Like a
your
whole,
clothes
like,
just ever?
bundle. Like if I was going on a trip, I would fold like a set, but like out of the dryer, did I take clothes and fold them and put them away? Never in my life. Never in my whole fucking life.
Do you hang them up?
I gotta think back to when I was single. I would hang up, or like most of them like would be underwear, and that'd just be a bundle. No one's gonna see them. I don't care.
Yeah. I don't.
Or jeans.
I don't fold that.
Jeans maybe, but like I would say 99% of the time, and I gotta be honest, 99% of the time when I was single, they went from the washer to the dryer, right? And then they would basically, I would just go and pluck them out of the dryer and get dressed and go to work.
Yeah, the dryer was the closet, basically.
And if I noticed that they were wrinkly, I'd just close the door and run it another 10 minutes. Terrible for the environment, but I don't care. Like that will straighten them out.
Yeah.
And then like I'd do the same thing the very next day.
Yeah, I still do the same thing. Yep. All the time.
Oh, you haven't gotten Nicole to do your laundry?
No, she doesn't do my laundry. I mean, she's done it a couple times if she knows it's there, but she does the same thing. She has the same habit of leaving them in there.
There, Zach. I don't know.
She has the same exact habit of leaving them in the dryer, so that doesn't really work out too well.
Maybe she should get a girlfriend.
we just get a whole family here until we find somebody that fucking folds laundry after they're done drying. So I'm assuming, Chloe, you have always folded your clothes after drying?
Yeah, generally.
It is. See, I thought it was a girl thing, but you're telling me Nicole doesn't do it.
Yeah, no, I think it's maybe an American thing.
No,
I feel like...
do you remember? Mom always did that for us. She folded our clothes, and she'd have 4 piles laid out on her bed, and we'd have to go grab our piles and bring them up to our dresser. Don't you remember that?
No, I feel like that didn't, like... My latest memories are me just doing my laundry myself when I was, like, in the teens.
Don't you remember being a child? And Mom definitely did that. We all had piles.
No.
Even Dad had a pile.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Mom folded all our clothes.
I mean, I believe it. I just don't remember it. I don't remember that, like, a lot of childhood things.
All the time. She would call you down to... I don't know. I feel like I remember a lot of childhood, more than most.
I don't remember childhood stuff, like, almost at all.
I
believe it.
I bet she still does it the same way.
The reason I do it, because I got
Probably.
shit on by my mom.
Oh.
Your mom has been too nice to you guys.
I guarantee you,
I'm just saying.
if Mom becomes sick or whatever, Dad's just gonna like leave that shit in the dryer.
Probably.
Dad won't do it. I know he won't fold it. And he's not lazy or anything. He's never been lazy, but he will not fold clothes. I think he'll just be like, oh, whatever.
I don't know. I feel like he's been in the military. He might actually fold clothes, maybe. If he had to.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a man versus a woman thing. At least that's how I always feel.
I think in general, you're probably right.
I don't care.
I think women usually take clothes out of the dryer.
I'm shocked Nicole doesn't do the laundry for you.
No,
I really
definitely
would
not.
guess she did. What about Kara? Did she?
I don't think so.
Don't recall.
How do you not remember this shit? Zach, okay.
Dude, my memory is not that great. What's that?
Yeah, you gotta change your dating profile. First question. Do you fold clothes? Can you cook?
Do you cook? Do you do the laundry for me?
Yeah. Do you do wife things? That's the question. Can you wife? Do you know how to wife properly?
Are you wifey?
Okay.
That's basically it.
I think this is getting a little bit too sexist.
But
I think as a grown-up adult,
yeah,
you should all learn how to do things. Like
now you're talking crazy, Chloe.
No. No, you should learn to do what's needed. This is, I think, yeah, I don't know. Like, you don't need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
you know what's funny
women
is...
be more detail-oriented.
I think they care about their clothes more often, though. I think that's a part of it.
True, too.
Like, their appearance is more important, especially their clothes.
Yeah, because some of the clothes is quite expensive. You do want to take care of
I
it.
don't think it's that though. I think it's more.
I think that's a big part of it.
Where everything is, where they are, and neat looking. I'm not a very neat person. I've seen girls way more neater than I am. Like cleans the house, make it all look pretty and all.
Oh yeah, Nicole when she folds her clothes is like it's super neat. Like her underwear like drawer looks like the neatest thing ever. It's weird. I don't understand that level of detail of folding clothes and putting them away.
So I've heard before for like men and women, and I forget where I heard this, but like if you give them large amounts of money, like men will buy like a new car, an Xbox, like a thing, and women will spend it on like their day to day. You know,
Like what?
like makeup, nice meals.
I can see nice meals, but I think guys do
Like-
that too.
Yeah, I feel like I would do that.
Not quite as much.
Yeah, treat yourself once to have a nice
Maybe,
meal.
but see, that's the thing.
Huh?
Like, women have that feeling of, like, treat yourself and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And men want to spend it all on, like, one big thing, like, get a good Ferrari or some shit. A nice big house.
I feel like that's just dumb.
Like, they're more like the big thing, and then women will, like, the day-to-day is what matters.
I propose to buy the PS4.
But that's not money to us, though. I'm talking, like... to some people, if they got like $500 and that's money to them, maybe the guy
they would blow
the guy
it
would
real
buy
quick.
a PlayStation, and the woman would like take herself out to several meals, or she'd like over the course of 3 months spend the money.
That makes sense.
Like,
I could
'cause
see that.
They care more about like their day to day, and the man cares about what do I have right the fuck now? What do I have?
And there's also one type of smarter people called they will put those money into investment account.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the low percentage though.
That's very low percentage. But you gotta get that car.
All right, I got another related question.
Okay.
Do you guys dust? I guess I should ask Chloe. Do you dust?
Oh, hold on. I actually do some of that.
Wait, what?
don't very much.
See, I think so. I will like dust bothers me, so I'll like wipe it with a paper towel or something sometimes.
No, that's not dusting, man.
It's using the
No,
fluffy thing,
it is.
like you dusting the
No, I don't
lines
have.
and all
We
that.
used to have that. It just never gets used. I'll take that because I feel like it doesn't even get that much up, and then it just gets dirty.
It does get sturdy.
I feel like knock it to the floor, then vacuum it. That's more makes more sense.
It's accumulated on the like those trims.
You
and
can vacuum
blinds.
that. I mean, okay, yeah, but if you wipe the blinds, some of it will get on the paper towel, some of it will fall down below, and then you vacuum down below.
So
Do you do that with
This
the
is
blinds?
frequency.
Do you actually? Dust
blinds,
them?
No, but tables, I dust the tables.
Okay, well I do tables a little bit, but I'm talking like, do you go around to your shelves, in your cabinets,
see,
in your
no.
blinds,
The
like
only
actual
time I do
dusting?
that is when I move
Yeah.
out. Okay?
No, see, I've done
Landlord's
that
going
before.
to inspect that, so I'm going to pedantically dust everything.
And
Uh-huh.
see, here I think comes back to the day versus like there's a difference in between the what we clean and the way we clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chloe will clean the kitchen.
Every day.
Do you every day?
Yeah.
Like
Every day?
I'll load
What?
dishwasher and
But
all
whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa. It's not clean. It's
Well,
just
it's
usable.
Maintenance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, day to day. Whereas I will like once things are bad enough, like after a month, I will do one big ass.
You do
clean.
deep cleaning.
Then I end up never finding my stuff ever again.
Yeah, that's true, but still. And then I will dust stuff. I will look at very small things and like scrub them. Like I scrub the stove. Like I do one large deep ass clean
Mhm.
like once a month.
Okay.
And then, like, she does day-to-day stuff, right?
Like, how would the wipe the counter, clean the cutting board, and load the dishwasher?
Yeah.
Wash the cooking utensil and all that.
Yeah. That's where I get, like, it's a mentality between women is, like, they're more on, like, every day, like, a routine and, like, making sure there's, like, a base level. And men are just, like, we have bursts of energy.
Yeah.
And we will spend large amounts on one thing, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
The general.
So, it just irritates me when I see dirty dishes in the sink.
See, I'll let them
to do something.
Yeah, but I'll let them accumulate and do one big, like, then I will set aside 2 hours, and then once it's bad enough, I will clean every single one.
No, I'm more with Chloe on the dishes.
No, I'll let them go until it's like, okay, that looks really shitty. And then I will clean every single one of them in one big...
I hate not being able to use the sink.
The first trimester. Yeah, exactly. And
See, I don't really use it for
That's why I
much.
think the kitchen smells.
Yeah, that too.
Well, you really hate the smells now. I just avoid the kitchen.
Yeah, that was just the no place. Don't go there.
Yeah. I'm gonna get that, like, police tape and section the kitchen off.
You gotta wait like a couple more weeks. I'll clean that up. It'll look nice in there.
And until
Just give me a month.
There's some suspicious looking germs that started sprouting and it started a colony there.
Yeah. There'll be a corpse in there before I'm like, well, we can afford one more corpse in there before I feel like I really need to clean it.
This house I went to during my years of smoking a lot of pot, there was a potato in the corner, and after a while it got so bad where we just decided to
visited.
Yeah. We just decided like we might as well let it keep growing to see how bad it would get because nobody picked up the potato after so long.
It just sprouted, right?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
Did you get more potatoes out of it?
I don't. Once again, my memory doesn't remember quite all the details. I just remember there was a potato in the corner that we let sprout out for a long time. Longer than any person with a house should let happen.
Oh, you don't remember how bad it got or anything?
No. I feel like your memory
This is a difference in our memory.
Yeah, so much more specific and detail-oriented.
It's episodic, whereas, like, I know if you and I played a memory game where you memorize a random sequence of numbers, you'd kill me.
Yeah.
Like, you do. We've played games like that before.
Yeah.
But, like, mine's more episodic. Like, I remember talking to people in events very well. And, like I remember always going and grabbing the pile of clothes for...
Yes, dude, I don't remember that at all.
Handing it up. Like, it shocks me that you don't.
No, I don't.
Like,
I totally don't.
Let me think of something else you remember.
It honestly shocks me that you remember specific things like that from our childhood. Like, I'll have, like, little things here and there that I remember. But they're, like, more significant things.
Do you remember...
I don't remember day-to-day stuff.
The light in our room?
I do remember that. Like, we would throw shit at it.
Yeah, I would take off... For some reason, I slept in my jeans, and I'd take them off and throw them at them. And that's when I slept in my underwear.
Yeah, see, I remember that.
Let me think if I can...
But some of that might be I have retold that story. Like, I've retold that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's a good story. I'm trying to remember one that's not a good story.
Yeah, if it's something I've told before, I tend to remember it because I've told it more than once. Like, I don't actually remember it, but I remember telling it, so I remember it as being a thing.
Okay, related to laundry.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not a good story. Like, where did we get socks when we were kids?
What? Where do we get socks?
Where did you get... Yeah, where would you go get your socks?
Dude, I don't know. I feel like this sounds like a trick question. I have no fucking clue.
No. Okay, that's one thing Mom did not fold. She put out a basket, and she would just throw socks in there, and it was your job to go match them. Because we had too many.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
So there was just one giant basket of socks.
Even you saying that doesn't trigger any memories.
It was in the dining room most of the time.
No, don't remember that.
In the pile of clothes. Our dressers never had socks in them.
Nope, Don't remember that. I don't remember the separate piles of clothes. Like, literally doesn't even trigger a memory for me.
See, we did that for years, man. Years.
I know, but like, I feel like my brain purposely forgets things that it like deems not significant.
Yeah, it's not like important to me, other than like I don't know.
It's just repetitive.
Maybe when our kids are around, I'll just throw socks in a goddamn pile and be like, "Give your socks," because I'm not mating those fuckers. Because you understand why, right? Because that would require way more.
Yeah, that's too much
than the
effort.
rest of folding.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what she did, and then you would just go, you'd find one, because you would have. And sometimes it would get down to a little bit, and you'd have to spend a lot of time finding the pair.
Mm-hmm. No, that totally makes sense. I just don't remember that at all.
Okay.
Is there another thing you can think of? I want to see if I can remember any of this.
I remembered a good story that I've told before.
Uh-huh.
About laundry.
Okay.
So, at one point, I was going downstairs.
Uh-huh.
And I heard a really loud, like the loudest I'd ever heard in my life.
Was it Josh?
And I hope Mom doesn't listen. No, I said Dad.
I see where this is going.
And there was Mom. Mom was there. I was like, sorry, because Mom, called them in, but she's like, I didn't know anyone was there. Because she was so embarrassed. You know how Mom would be embarrassed?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not at all. That's why I just assumed Dad, and I called out Dad. And this is like, no.
Oh, good Lord.
That was.
I mean, obviously, I don't remember that, but I can totally see that.
Well, you weren't there, but I know I told everyone later. And I'm sure my mom hated me for telling everyone, but it was just too hilarious.
Yeah, how are you not going to tell that story? You're still telling it years later.
Yes, I can't forget that.
That's too funny.
I hope she does not listen to this podcast.
I got a feeling she doesn't.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I got a feeling she may have...
She tried once and no.
That's exactly what I would expect, that she would be like, oh, I want to hear what they talk about. Never mind.
Right when they got to the corpse fucking, she was out.
We've got to that pretty fast, I'm sure. Oh my god.
Okay,
that's
anything you remember. I want to see if I remember some random thing you do.
Oh my god. See, mine's so much more specific than that. Like,
give me a specific. You don't have vague, like we went and picked up a pile of
the so like the walls that like so you got the living room and the dining room and the walls there that like connect them. You know what I'm talking about?
You mean the passageway, the little...
Yeah. Like it's not really like much of a passageway because it's just two walls there, right? We used to have to put our noses on that when we were in trouble, right? Yeah. Like our timeout. Yeah. That's like the first thing I could think of that's not like specific story.
Okay, no, I definitely remember that. And then I remember like if Mom left the room, we would, and like if you and me were fighting and that's why we're on the wall and Mom left the room, we'd go back to fighting.
No, I don't remember that, but it does surprise me.
We heard her coming down the stairs, back to the wall. Why is that crying? I don't know. He's just a crybaby.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but no, I don't remember that. Oh my god, that's about the like least specific thing I can think of. Obviously, we had like the laundry chute where we just threw clothes down, but you still see that today, so it's not like
okay. Here's
the
one.
hamper.
Here's one. Okay, the laundry chute. Yeah. But do you remember getting things stuck in the things you would do?
Dude, I do kind of. That actually sparks memories. I do remember things getting stuck in that. We would like push stuff down, like get a broom or something.
A broom. But there was one other thing you would try. What other thing?
Would I go in it, maybe?
Broom was like one of them. What's that?
Would I go in it, maybe? Could I fit in that?
No.
Is that small enough?
Fit in there. That's fucking crazy. No,
I'm trying to think.
We'd never put people in there.
Just pile more clothes in there?
No, we'd throw books, something heavy. We'd throw heavy things in there.
Oh, okay.
And then if that didn't work, then we got the broom. And then we'd like...
Okay. I remember like I remember we would like go down to the basement and like try and pull from the bottom too. Like, because if you could reach it,
do that.
yeah, you could eventually pull it down.
It's weird how like that's not a problem adults have, right? Kids that'll be like, let's put a giant bundle of clothes down.
yeah. Because we would be too lazy to like throw them individually.
Okay. This reminds me of another thing. Do you remember the quick way to clean our room?
Oh yeah, shove everything under the bed or in the closet.
Okay, do you remember me specifically holding you while you did the kicks?
What?
You kick it all under there.
No, but I
definitely did that because it was like too much stuff, so we wanted to tighten it, like, you know, close the gas. I held you and you like kicked the fuck out of it.
No, I don't remember that, but that's fucking hilarious. So you'd literally like, so I could bicycle kick it?
Child labor.
Yeah, you would bicycle kick it, man.
But is that for like the closet or under the bed?
Under the bed. I don't know why I even need that.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Why did you need to?
I think I like pushed you closer. I don't know. I probably just talked you into doing.
Oh yeah, that's probably all it was.
Just like I talked you into putting the thing over the camera. You remember that, right?
Yeah, I totally remember that.
Told a million times.
Once again, that's a story that's just been told a million times. Plus, we have it on camera.
Yeah.
Maybe it's still on camera.
Man, I hope they didn't erase that one. I wanted
that
to
would
hear
be
how
hilarious.
convincing I was as like a 9-year-old. Zach, no, they won't see you, Zach.
That'd be hilarious if you could hear us talking and devising the plan.
I think so. I think that's what Mom said. Is like, I heard Nick's telling you to do this.
Oh my god, dude! I'm telling you though, when I'm older and have a house, I definitely want a hamper because that shit is pretty like convenient if you have like your laundry in the basement.
Oh yeah.
You mean laundry chute?
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah.
Oh, you did have a laundry chute? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had that.
It got stuck and Nick threw the book down there.
Did I? Yeah.
You used the same technique?
From way back.
You're like, I've been through this.
I wanted to go do laundry and I found some random books like.
Where do you think I learned that? We would go and talk, like, it happened all the time. But we haven't had one since then, so we only had it for a couple of years. It was disappointing. It was not. We actually have laundry upstairs now, so it's not so bad.
Oh yeah.
It goes from our bedroom to the.
I feel like that's just more optimal to have like your laundry in a convenient spot instead of the basement.
Well, but if it's running, like it's loud,
pretty loud, yeah.
so you won't take a nap or anything.
Yeah,
that's the thing I don't like.
That's true. Old people problems. Oh shit.
So the conclusion.
What the hell?
The house is not big enough.
My Discord fucked
At our
up.
house? When we were growing up?
No, I'm just saying, like, you want a convenient place to be on one floor, but you don't want to hear it. So, which means.
Yeah, no, I want a basement. California doesn't have fucking basements.
Then you have to carry it, like.
No, I want.
Flat.
Oh, then it does have to go back up. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have like a reverse
hello?
laundry chute. I guess they do, but.
Oh hey, you guys cut out. My Discord like fucked up on me. I had to reconnect.
Oh,
okay, I'm back.
We were talking about a reverse laundry chute to send the clothes back up.
I think there's some.
It'd be like a.
There is.
Like the bank chute thing.
Yeah, service elevator. A service elevator is what they call it, but it's only. I've seen it in like really wealthy houses.
It's also called like a dumbwaiter.
Yeah, the same thing. I think it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
A service, a dumbwaiter, something like that.
Yeah. Normally you do, like, your cook is downstairs cooking and then they send the dishes up through that thing.
That would be kind of convenient.
That'd be pretty cool.
Then again, rich people just have people to do all that shit for them, so they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's the point then?
Do you have any childhood stories you wanna bring up? Any fun things?
Do you remember specific details about your childhood like that, Chloe? Like, very, like, random stuff?
I have some bits and pieces of memory. Not consistently. I remember go swimming in the reservoir.
Okay.
I told Nick about it. It was fun. I lost one shoe in there.
You lost a shoe in the
you
reservoir?
wouldn't think, yeah,
Why did you put your shoes on in the reservoir?
It's sandals.
Your shoes
It's
off?
plastic
Oh.
sandals, so you wear it, and also pretty rocky down there, so you kind of want to wear it.
Okay.
It's not sandy.
Yeah.
Mm.
And also, what shocks me is like it's a reservoir. It's
Uh-huh.
very deep, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, what, 5, 6 years old?
Uh-huh.
And I was with my aunt
Uh-huh.
and my aunt's boyfriend
Uh-huh.
and a couple other kids.
Uh-huh.
You would think it's totally not safe for just 2 adults watching with kids, right?
No, we did shit like that all the time.
Okay. And then on the way back, I remember riding a bicycle, riding a motorcycle in the back without helmets. 6-year-old.
Okay, no, we didn't do that.
No.
And it's just blasting through home.
We would ride a truck, though. And do you remember the trailer park?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember riding in the back of a truck?
Not like specifically. No.
Your grandma moved out of there early, but we would do that. We would ride in the back of a truck.
Do you have a seat there, or you just
No.
stood there?
We'd sit. You'd
You would
sit
sit.
in the back of a truck. And
I
don't
feel
think
like
it
these
was
are
like
like
that.
some
It's like
really
one of the
early
places where,
memories
like,
I
that speed
have.
limit's like 20 miles per hour.
Like I can.
You remember the trailer park, right?
Yeah, like I
Yes.
somewhat remember it. Like it kind of like
Vaguely.
is there as a memory. I remember watching like movies with Bob. I remember he taught me chess. That's about it.
He was crazy into movies. That's all the dude did.
Yeah. Mhm.
Was watch movies. Yeah. Okay.
That's like all I can remember though. Is like I sort of remember the layout of the trailer, but I mean it's a trailer, so it's basically like one room that continues
Yeah.
to a bedroom.
Yeah,
And
it's a
then,
long
like, a
hallway
bathroom.
in the bedroom in the back.
Yeah.
There's a bedroom in the side, I recall.
There was? Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's basically just a long ass hallway with like a front room
Yeah.
that was a combined kitchen, living room, dining room, whatever.
That's
So-
what all I can remember. I remember like it was at the like very far end of the trailer park, and so there was like grass and then
Yeah.
like a little woods line, and then it led to the fair basically.
Yeah. Like I thought it was woods, but it's really like
Yeah.
there's like 3 trees. It goes like
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to the road.
So woods line I know because I've driven by the fair as an adult and like seen the woods, quote unquote woods.
Really? You don't remember? We would walk to the fair.
Yeah.
There.
But just like you're saying, as a kid, I think I remember it being more woody, woods area.
Yeah.
But, like,
you
driving
think
by
that,
it, I'm like-
we would walk.
Yeah.
We'd walk through the woods, but we walked sideways.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
This is the
But that's all I could. Those are probably some of my earliest childhood memories, if I could, because that was like I was really young when in the trailer park, right? And like Ron lived next door.
Yeah, they had to move out when we were like 8. Maybe I was
Mhm.
8, so you would have been like 6.
Yeah, because
And Denny lived like down the road for a little while. Like
oh, did he really? So I don't remember that.
I believe so. Yeah, Dustin was around, but back then I don't think Cameron and Kayla were around. It was just I don't remember. Jeez, I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, that we're getting real deep into the memory
I
bank.
remember Ron
I
and
remember-
Brian fighting in that trailer park, like getting into like a wrestling match fight.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't
They got
remember
into
that
a
at all.
fight.
But I
Like,
can
you think
believe
I
it.
understand context when I'm 7. they're just wrestling on, and Brian would always do, "Hey Nick, let me show you a pressure point," and then
Yeah.
like applying pressure. That's one thing you'll never forget, because pain. You always remember pain. And Brian was always like, he was into martial arts, so he knew all these like moves, and he'd always display them on 7-year-olds.
Yeah. Yes, I remember that quite distinctly. But I was and then like Grandma moved to like the apartments that were like basically down the road. Oh, I do remember a specific thing. Our car got like shot on the way to those by like a BB gun or something.
No. Not there.
Was that not there?
Close. It was on the way to Ron's ghetto-ass place where I lived. I think the way home. We left, I think.
Oh. It might have been a similar
area. Do you remember
area.
going to Ron's, like, house where he lived?
Very vaguely, because I remember getting those weights that we used to have from him.
I don't remember that, but it was super ghetto. They gotten like real bullets shot, and they got on the floor and died.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all.
A lot, so it's hard to remember specifically because I remember when I went to babysit, he was in a different area, and then
wait, when you babysat,
he was in so many. Yeah, I babysat Cameron and
really
all of them. You know, when I was like 16.
I don't remember that at all either.
And that's different from when we were leaving and we got shot at. That was a different place, I believe.
I don't remember that.
Because we went to there to play poker where we got shot.
Yeah.
By a BB gun.
But yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Table where I was doing that.
A real nice neighborhood.
You don't remember me going to babysit and then you
No.
went to like a church, right?
No, don't remember that at all.
No, are you sure you don't remember going to a church where they had like a teen hangout? I forget what it was.
You mean?
Called.
Oh, you're talking about the powerhouse, I think it was called.
Maybe that's what it. I think so. Yeah, like they
like a church on 39.
Yeah. So
I was thinking I was younger when you were talking about this. You said I was 16, so what? I was like 14-ish.
I was 16. Yeah. So he was taking me there to babysit once, and he drove you there, and he gave you like $5 if you remember.
Not really. I sort of remember the powerhouse, but I think they kind of shut that down because kids were doing drugs and other stuff there.
I did not know that. I went maybe like twice and like, I do not like this at all.
Yeah, because it's a very social thing, and you weren't as social.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it at all, so I never went back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. I remember he was driving me to babysit, and he dropped off there, and then you didn't have any money, so he gave you some money. You don't remember that at all.
No.
And he went on, because I remember why I remember this, is because afterwards, I'd never heard anyone else in our family go on a, like, God doesn't exist rant, except then.
Really? Ron?
After giving you the money. Yeah, he went on, he's anti-God and he doesn't believe in any of it. And what shocked me is Joy is actually, very religious, right?
That's funny because, like, at that time, living, like, going to the powerhouse, I strictly remember being, like, atheist at that point. So, that's kind of funny. Like, I don't remember that rant. Like, that seems like that would stick.
Like, most of the people... No, he didn't tell you. You had left to go to the church.
Oh, he was talking to you about this.
Yeah, on the way to drop me off to babysit, and he went on this anti-God rant, and no one had ever like gone so full atheist around me before. Like,
that's kind of interesting. I didn't know that about Ron. That's actually interesting.
Yeah,
that's a good little tidbit to know.
Nothing.
I don't know. Like, yeah, it's just like something I'll never forget.
Yeah, see, like, I was too young to remember like too much about like have any real conversations with him, like, and to remember them.
Yeah. I guess I just started getting to the point.
Yeah.
I guess at what point, like, you guys just started to think, like, this church thing is not real.
We also just never went to church.
Yeah. Like, I didn't really become an atheist until college.
Okay, so basically you
Till college?
different about it.
Yeah, I would say I was a deist or something.
Really?
I actually remember. I sat down to write a paper in a philosophy class. Something about religion, and I was like, I really can't defend any of this. And then I became an atheist. It was literally like that. Like, I logically could not defend it.
See, I remember being atheist from a much earlier age.
No. I don't remember being, like, ambivalent. Like, I didn't even know the details, but, like, something like a deist.
Yeah, see, I was definitely not deist. Like, I remember specifically being really young, and Jimmy Coleman, of all people, we're at the pool. Like, see, this is a specific memory I can have. where he randomly asked, "Do I believe in God?" And I just took a second and realized I never think about God. I never, like, I literally had no belief. So I was like, no. And from that moment on, I was like, why would I believe in God? Because I never, like, have any thoughts about a God or there being a God. So clearly I don't believe in him. And I remember being atheist from, like, it had to be like 7th or 8th grade. Ninth at the latest.
Say, like, where you responded, I never really thought about it, and I didn't really think about it that much.
Yeah. I guess that's the point, is somebody asked me the question early.
Like, yeah, I guess so. I would just be like, yeah, I guess so. Like,
but you didn't think about it too much. Because I remember having, like, atheism books on the shelf and stuff. Like,
in 8th grade?
No. This was more in high school age. Yeah, that was like...
that's much later.
16 or 17, maybe, when I actually started reading books on the subject.
I would have been in college and would have been an atheist at that point anyways.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
So we were basically
so I was like, I remember
around the same time. Because I do remember talking to you about it later on.
I feel like I was just more open about it and not caring what mom and dad would think earlier than you.
Yeah, see, I never want to press the point. Like,
yeah.
Okay, I'm an atheist, you believe whatever.
Yeah, I feel like at an early age I was that annoying atheist, and then later on I was like, why do I care what other people believe? Yeah. I was the annoying atheist for a while.
I've never been a militant atheist. I've never been
militant. Exactly.
I've never been militant about anything in my life. Like, I don't care. Like, that's, and I think that's basically the libertarian credo, is like, fuck, I don't care, do whatever you want. Just leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, I think I had to go through the phase of being militant when I was like, wait a second, why do I care so much?
Yeah, I don't care about any of it.
Like, oh, you believe in God? Cool.
At the end of the day, where's my fucking money?
Yeah.
Am I getting paid for this opinion? Then I'll be militant.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't care.
I feel like that was my viewpoint, as I saw how much, like, and still today, like, I see how much a religion affects my life indirectly and directly sometimes.
Like actual religion?
Yeah. Well, like, indirectly, like, when I go to buy alcohol on Sundays, like, why the fuck can I buy alcohol?
Christianity, really.
You don't think that's...
I believe that's... Well...
That's definitely...
Prohibition-era laws being kept in place to keep monopolies enforced, right? Basically, they really just want those liquor licenses, like the businesses that have them.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want them to become cheap because they paid a lot for those fucking things.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because they do need a license to sell it on Sunday, don't they?
So, grandfathered in privilege.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I guess you're right there. But, like, the fact that it's Sunday is a religious thing, but it's more probably they make money off of it.
Yeah, like, it's been years since I really felt Christianity affected my life.
Yeah, it's expensive in Ohio.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it comes up a little... Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Go ahead, sorry, you started.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it...
Go ahead.
It's not like it comes up often, but I feel like in Ohio it comes up a little more.
Probably, but I'm struggling to think...
But I'm not saying that often, like, not even once a month even anymore.
The bank I worked at that was very religious. And they were like, he was talking to other employees about like inviting them to a church function.
Yeah.
And like, I obviously was in no way interested. Like, that might be the closest thing to Christianity affecting my life in the last like 10 years, the last decade.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Sometimes I get weirded out when like a lot of the supervisors I've had will like randomly mention they're religious or go to church, and always just like, I don't know, it's always weird because like I'm so far removed from religion and church. When like people bring up that they go to church, I'm like, oh shit, people do that, don't they?
Yeah, it's very Do you okay? I don't know if you did it because I didn't play football when you were playing football, but did you pray? They
had prayer, but I did like we do at family functions where I just like have my eyes open like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah. But it was. They had a pastor come and pray with you for football.
Yep. Yeah, I totally remember that shit. I was so weirded out by that.
See, I just went along with it, but I didn't really like think anyone was listening. Or I would think like, fuck, does God care about a goddamn football game?
Right? That's what always drove me crazy.
Like, if there is a God, why would he be like, oh, well, this team prays, let's let them win?
Them Shelby Whippets, we gotta make sure they win.
Yeah. So going back more than 10 years, definitely. And like, just like, in Shelby, a good number of people were very, very religious.
Yeah.
And I remember one kid in my class saying he was an atheist.
Mm-hmm.
And then another, like, just going off on him, being like, you might as well just fucking kill yourself. And, like...
Jesus.
I'm just, like, at this point, I'm not an atheist, but I just think, like, calm down. Like I said, I'm not militant about anything.
Yeah, like, bro, calm it.
If he doesn't believe, he doesn't believe. Whatever.
Yeah. I feel like I grew up in a generation that had the internet a little more than yours. And I think that led to a little more, like, a little less Christians or... open Christians.
Like, the younger you got the internet, the more wider a view of culture you got.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Huh. That's why I noticed, like, the older my generation, like, the people I grew up with got, the less cliquey it became. Like, everyone just kind of got along a little bit because we all started having, like, the MySpace and the social medias. And so, like, cliques kind of dissolved a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, we were super cliquey, and that's not that many. That's like 3-4 years.
Yeah,
like,
I'm talking like
groups.
Yeah, we're talking like 11th, 12th grade. They started to dissolve a little more, and then like after high school, like you could see somebody that was kind of outside your clique, and you'd still say like hi or whatever to them. That just like it wasn't like completely like hey fuck you.
After high school.
Yeah, I'm saying like immediately after like. 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, but where'd you see him?
I mean, it's Shelby, man, everywhere.
Okay. So, maybe. But, this is just another random memory. Is like, I'm not even say the person, but a person that would never have, like, said a word to me, right?
Yeah.
In high school. Okay, we worked at school specialty.
Mm-hmm.
I was there first. I sat down at a table.
Yeah.
He came and sat down and started talking to me because we were the Shelbyans. Right?
Ah.
Like, there's like...
That is weird.
Okay, I would, like... And, yeah, this is one thing, like it's one of those things, like, you couldn't forget because it was such a...
Odd experience?
Yeah, an odd, like, realization of, like... And then you realize the way the world works is, like...
Yeah, school doesn't fucking matter after school.
Yeah, school doesn't matter, but, like, still there's at least... the devil that you know, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the nerds, he's kind of more of, like, the jock. And he came and sat down and, like, really?
That's interesting. I could totally see that, though. That would be, like, a really weird experience, like...
Yeah,
well,
very
yeah, that is weird.
Chiming a little bit, your sensation of this, whatever thing you're describing, intensified 10 times when you go live in a different country.
Oh, all the Asians come and sit to you, next to you.
No, but like in the beginning, you're certainly looking for some certain groups to assimilate with.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like, otherwise you feel lonely. You won't, it's just more approachable. Like you're talking to someone that have a bit more similar background. With
you. Yeah, I could totally see that's where you would like, get together with people of similar backgrounds. That'd make sense.
They would never talk to me when we're around a lot of people of the same background. Right? It's just... So that's what I think, like, people, like, coming together after high school is just, like, usually they're in a context where, like, you're the person I know.
Yeah. I guess I was talking more like if you see them... at Shelby, like, they would say hi, like... But then again, like I said, we were kind of a more... less cliquey at the end kind of group to begin with. Part of that was because a lot of our senior group did a lot of drugs together. So, like, a lot of groups kind of melded together after a while.
Yeah.
Because just the whole class did drugs. So, like, it was just a thing where it was like, everybody does drugs, so now everybody gets along. So, in one way, drugs helped pull people together.
Drugs bring you together.
in one odd specific way. But then some people got into heroin and stuff, too, so that wasn't so great.
Jesus.
It's apparently the Shelby way now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just a lot more people doing drugs in Shelby these days.
Yeah.
That's right. Like, I feel like I didn't get... Some people in my grade did, like, drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not most of them, though. Like, they would drink, sure.
That would be like
Hard
a clique.
Drugs, a very... Yeah, like, I would refer to the ones that did as scummies.
Yeah.
Like, we would specifically call them scummies.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember that kind of terminology, yeah.
Yeah, but Zach's grade, like 3 years down the line, I feel like they're all full of scummies. They're all drug addicts.
They're all fucking doing drugs. I feel like once...
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you remember, I think they were in your grade, Randy and Paul? I don't remember the last names. They're really good friends.
Of mine? Like brothers?
No, not of mine, actually. But they were really good friends to each other. They never saw them apart. There's a short
Randy
guy. And, Chloe's tapping out. Too much shit she would never remember because she wasn't there.
Yeah. But you guys keep chatting. I see, like, you guys having a good time.
I'm struggling to remember their names. But I'm pretty
Randy and
sure
Paul.
maybe they were a grade above you, or I thought they were the same grade. But I didn't get the feeling they were doing drugs. They were really into cars and shit.
I think I know who you're talking about.
One's a really short, I think blonde. One is taller with like black hair. I don't remember why I was hanging out with them. I remember Paul bought me like lunch on my last day of school for high school for some odd reason. I don't know.
Weird.
But no, he wasn't into drugs. But most of them I felt in your grade were.
Yeah, so let's say if they weren't into drugs, it's breaking my mind of who a
That's why
Randy
you
and
don't
Paul
know
would
them.
be. Yeah. Because the Paul I know definitely did drugs.
Not Burkhalter.
Yeah, okay, so you know, I don't remember which Randy and Paul
I wish
you're
I
talking
could remember
about.
their last names. That was their first names. I definitely know that. And I remember what
I know who you're talking about. Yes.
yeah.
Dude, I think Randy
Okay.
became a state trooper.
Are you serious?
Kinda the
He
opposite
was
of
not
drug
into drugs,
doer.
Right?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
really what
definitely
he
not.
became? I don't remember that dude.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah, he
that
became a
dude.
state
I would hang out
trooper.
with them. What do you remember, Paul? Did anything happen
Yes.
to that guy?
Yes, once I got who Randy was, I got who Paul was. I didn't hang out with them
'cause
much,
they
but
were
I know
really
who you're
good
talking
friends,
about.
right?
Yeah,
They
they
were
were super good
close.
friends.
Okay.
They were those kind of like,
What-
you know, there's groups of people in school that you're cool with, like you don't hate them,
Uh-huh.
like you'll say hi to them, but like you don't hang out with them outside
Yeah.
of school or anything. You just say hi to those people. Those were like those kind of people. Like they were cool and everything, but like I never hung out with them.
I hung out with them. They were like friends when I was in school. I was trying to remember why I know them.
Yeah, it's actually weird that you
Like,
know
did
them.
we lift?
You might have. Oh, you know what? They might have lifted with us in football.
You didn't go to lifting as much or something? Some reason I know.
Maybe
I think
not.
I knew Randy better, and then from then I knew Paul. From him I knew Paul.
Yeah, same. I think I knew Randy better.
I don't
That's really weird
Were
that
they in
you're.
the, like, were they maybe in the like off classes because I had like dysgraphia? Maybe that's it. I don't think so. Though.
What? I don't know. I don't know why you. It's so random that you know them. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
We were like friends,
Maybe just had a lunch period with them or
in
something.
high school. Something. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember hanging out with him.
Yeah, I mean, I had no problems with them.
Remember
They
the guy I
definitely
used to
weren't.
lift with? Maybe he knew them.
Maybe
Something like
they definitely
that.
weren't in the
Somehow
drug
I knew
category. that I know of.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there were at least some in your grade that did not do drugs, but I do feel like most of them did.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what the cliques ended up being, was people who did drugs and people who didn't. And then, like, within the drug users, like, these are the preppy drug users and the non-preppy drug users.
Definitely never had anywhere near that feeling in my grade.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, it was, once again, I think it might be, like, the internet perpetuating, like, hey, guys, like, weed's not that bad. Hey, guys, like, these drugs, like, you're not gonna die if you do them. You know, like, just that information kept, like, kind of perpetuated people to try stuff more than what they normally would. Like, I remember going to, like, Arrowwood. Do you know what Arrowwood is?
Yeah.
Arrowwood.org, like, reading, like, drugstores.
You told me years ago, like 10 years ago. Yeah, I've read them.
Like, what the hell? Like, this isn't... You don't die from doing this drug.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another random story, though.
What?
Just in 9th grade. And, like, so this is where, like... I know now what my opinions on pot are.
Yeah.
And, like, so we were supposed to write a story of something.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, there was a kid that was a grade ahead of me, but he was in the same English class or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I made some a joke about doing weed. Because
Yeah.
he was writing a story about a friend doing weed. It was like, it really fucked up his life, and he really went into it. Like, about how awful it was, and I was like, oh shit, maybe that is serious. Right? Because I don't know, I haven't smoked pot.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, dude. Because I have no idea, like, other than just joking about it from what I've learned at DARE.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. That was, like, and this is, I'm pretty sure 9th grade. I'm pretty sure I remember the class it was in.
Yeah, it's still pretty early in the, like, you just joke about weed and stuff kind of days.
Yeah, it's just like a joke. It's not like you're actually getting high or anything. It's just like, yeah, let's do some weed. Like,
dude, school's so weird when you think back to it.
Yeah,
what a weird thing you go through.
I feel like, I don't know. This is what, like, we're talking about homeschooling our kids.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there are just so many people that are on the wrong side of the bell curve that I never want them to have to interact with, that I felt I had to constantly interact with.
Yeah, I feel like homeschooling or maybe private schooling is probably just the better option.
Yeah, private schooling we've looked into. It's crazy expensive.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Obviously, one costs a lot more. But I also feel like homeschooling, you can, like, really, like, break down what you want to teach a kid. Like, I feel like I learned a lot more after school and college and when I, like, wanted to learn on my own.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is I don't want them to be around certain sorts of people. Like, there are lots of people that are just, like, fucking psychopaths. Like,
yeah,
you're
public
destined
school.
to jail. Like, I would really love to go through my high school class and see how many ended up in prison. Because I bet if you gave me a yearbook, I could check off which ones would probably eventually serve time.
You probably wouldn't be wrong on a lot of them.
Yeah, I know. Or they would be working, like, at fast food or something.
Yeah. I could totally see that.
Yeah. Anyways. Crazy time.
Yeah, but if you did homeschooling, who would teach them and when?
Yeah, well, I'd teach. Chloe would teach. And then I was thinking we'd hire, like, college students as tutors.
But what about their social interactions, Nick? You're gonna raise those
like, karate, and then, like, things where at least there's a culture of parents willing to pay money for these kids. So, you know.
Okay.
Just random.
Whatever you do, don't put them in karate. Put them in jiu-jitsu.
Not karate.
Or Muay Thai.
Yeah. I told Chloe I actually want them to learn real fighting. I want them to, if they get into a fight, to win.
Yeah. You definitely want.
Do they have Brazilian jiu-jitsu for little kids?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. I actually do want them in something. Like I said, I want them to win the fight. I don't want to.
I tried telling Alan to put like Ashley and Aiden into jiu-jitsu because like they're learning like
That too?
yeah, they're basically learning manners, not how to defend themselves. How to be respectful.
Yeah.
Which you learn in jiu-jitsu as well.
The most socially acceptable thing. And guess what Alan's going to do?
Yeah. Which apparently their school does some jiu-jitsu apparently, but it's more like a traditional thing.
Maybe you should just beat the shit out of Aiden to make a point.
Just, I'm here to, maybe when they're older, and be like, all right, let's see what you learned from all those years of breaking boards.
Don't beat the shit out of Aiden.
Let's see what you learned from breaking all them boards. Let's put it to the test.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean,
like,
if you're still in California too, like that's like the
we probably
one of the
be at that point.
Yeah.
Very unlikely.
No, but yeah, most jiu-jitsu places I know do kids classes as well. Because like one of the black belts at our school started when there were 5, so like their muscles are all built around jiu-jitsu, and it's kind of insane.
Oh, so they're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, just think about if you grew up doing it, like.
See, I don't know if I want them to do like jujitsu for like forever. Like, I'll give them like 2 years, and then they can decide. And then maybe I want.
Well, yeah, of course.
And dancing. And then
I think that's just
I want to give them like a good sample, you know.
No, I totally agree with that. You should let them. I mean, my kid, I'll probably force to do jiu-jitsu even if they don't want to, just because, like you said, I want them to know how to defend themselves. So.
Yeah, a little bit. It can't be bad.
Yeah. Like, but even like an instructor says, usually like a little bit of jiu-jitsu goes a long way. So, just knowing a general idea of it usually helps.
Are you still doing tournaments and shit?
Yeah, I just had one recently.
Really?
It was like an
Have you
in-house
actually,
tournament.
Okay. Have you won? Or is it
Not
like
that one.
Basically, 20 guys show up and only one guy wins, so it's pretty hard.
I have, how many gold medals do I have? I have 3 gold medals.
So you've won 3 times, like been the top
Correct,
guy.
yeah. Yeah. But it just depends. Like, sometimes, like, to get a gold medal, like, if there's only one person in your weight category that signed up, you might have to fight that person 2 out of 3. Like, you have to fight them 3 times, and whoever wins 2 of the matches wins first place, and the other person gets second
That's what I'm
place.
saying. So, like, if it's easy, yeah, you can win. But if they're, like, if it's a bigger tournament and there's, like, 20 guys, are you like, no fucking way?
I mean, 20 guys, there's never been 20 people, but I would still, at blue belt, when I was towards the end of it, yeah, I would feel pretty confident. But now I'm purple belt and early in purple belt, so not as confident.
Okay.
Because you got to think, like, so I'm
Do you
a
feel
brand
like
new
you beat the
purple
shit out
belt.
of all blue belts now?
I mean, in general, maybe, yeah. Like, I have an easy time with blue belts in general.
Because you, like,
There's
when
some-
you train, you fight them?
Yeah. In general, that's very general, because there's some blue belts that'll give you problems. Like, some people just are better early on, you know what I mean?
So, like, there is a natural talent to it.
A little, like, some people are just more athletic in general, or some people have wrestled
Yeah.
before, so they have, like, wrestling experience on top of jiu-jitsu experience. So, like, yeah, they're a blue belt, but they've wrestled for 10 years. So, really, like, they have more experience than you being a purple belt. Like, there's stuff like that, too. It's definitely a generalization of, like, skill level. Like, in general, the higher belt will beat the lower belt. in general.
I see. Okay.
Like when I go up against a brown belt who's above me, like, yeah, I might catch them slipping every now and then and get them with something. But in general, usually brown belts are going to beat me. Because you got to think, like, take almost 5 years of more experience every belt you go up.
It's 5 years to go up one belt?
Like 3 to 5. It just depends. Everyone's different. But, like, yeah, it's about 3 to 5 years difference from each belt.
Who determines it? Is it just, like, the sensei going, like, yeah, okay, you're at this belt now?
Yeah, we don't call him sensei, but yeah. Like, I think I moved to purple belt a little fast. I call him by his name, Robin, and he even says that. When people ask him, what do I call you? He just goes, Robin. That's my name.
If I go and, like, put my hands together and go, oh, okay, sensei, and do a little bow.
He would probably laugh. He would probably laugh. Like, you don't have to bow. You could just call me Robin. That's one of the things I like about jiu-jitsu is it's not traditional
is test,
at
sensei,
all.
And then I'll bow again.
Because jiu-jitsu was kind of based on breaking down traditional martial arts, so a lot of those traditional things are not in jiu-jitsu.
Which makes sense.
Because it, like...
Win the fight. That's really the question. Win the
yeah,
fight.
exactly. That's pretty much what they did, is they went around and challenged other gyms to show that their system worked better than theirs.
Interesting.
So when are you going to start jiu-jitsu?
I'm too old.
Dude, you're 2 years older than me, my guy. Bro, you're 2 years older than me.
Hold on. Not 2 years. You're 87. I was 84.
Oh my god.
I'm end. But still.
Yeah. That's why it seems like 2 years.
Yeah.
But still, we have people that are like 50, 60 years old that start. All the time.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I just feel like I don't want to go and pay to, like, get the shit beat out of me. You know?
That's kind of...
past that point.
I know it sounds like it's not fun, but I guarantee you it's fun. It's, at least for me.
Have you ever...
Maybe I'm crazy, but you at least got to give it a chance.
Have you ever taken... You got to answer that question. Have you ever taken a crotch shot while you're doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah, of course. This is just going to happen, man.
I'm out. I am out. These are sacred to me, and you know what? I haven't gotten in a fist fight in 20 years. I think I'm good. I
feel like crotch shots are more likely in striking, but I mean, yeah, obviously things happen when you're rolling around.
You don't bring a cup? I'll put a cup on.
No, you're. I mean, technically, it's not even legal to wear one in a tournament.
Why would you need to go to a tournament?
No, I'm saying, like, people don't wear them because, like, it can, like, when you do arm bars and stuff, like, your crotch is kind of part of the structure of an arm bar, and it can, like, help break an arm, basically.
I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Still,
it can be dangerous to wear a cup for other people.
I'm not putting the family jewels at risk, and I'm not going to pay money to do so.
Dude, just trust. You gotta try it. Maybe next time you're home.
I've wrestled with you. That might be enough.
That's what I was saying. Maybe when you come home, like, actual wrestle with me, like actual jujitsu wrestle, and see if you enjoy it.
I'm surprised, like, because we have a huge weight difference. And we still basically, like, I don't think you quite took me down, but I think I started in, like, an advantaged position.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can mess around, but, like...
But no striking. Like, I don't want to get a punch. I don't want to be punched. Like, I'll do, like, wrestling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't want to take a punch.
So, the fundamental classes are all about, like, how to defend yourself if you are being punched or kicked or anything like that. Right? But rolling around in, like, jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff, there is no striking. It's strictly just the jiu-jitsu part.
Okay. surprised you kept
Next time we hang out, I'll do some like teaching you of jiu-jitsu and see what you think. Like actual teaching it.
In the next, I don't know how long, because I don't.
Yeah, whenever that is.
It's
well,
probably going to be not this Christmas, but the Christmas after that.
Since we did start with GME, we'll end. So when GME moons and I have money to go visit, then.
Yeah, Chloe's is gone, so you can GME all you want.
Well,
I still haven't bought my 2 shares. When I told you I would, it was 200, and then the next day it was 230, and I was like, no, I was going to buy it 200. And
dude, it went all the way to 300 for a while there.
But then it's back to 220 now.
Yeah, because the stock is manipulated as fuck, man.
Yeah, I'm still not buying that shit until it's.
It really doesn't matter until shorts have to cover. I've literally. So you're a math guy, right? So there's literally people who have done the math to prove that the shorts haven't covered their positions in GME.
How do you, if you're not a math guy, how do you know that it's sensible math other than other people telling you it is?
Because I'm a fucking retard, but I can read other wrinkle brains and I can like read it and be like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I would never be able to discover this myself.
Either 4chan or Wall Street Bet / Super Stonks that are basically 4chaners, to use that terminology.
No, dude, I'm telling you, Super Stonk has like legitimate stuff on there. They've actually had like an attorney. They've done an interview with an attorney that's for 20 years. He's basically fought people who've done like what they did to GME, where they've done what is it called? Rehypothecation or whatever it's called, where they've like created shares that don't exist.
Okay.
So like they've interviewed him. They've interviewed a journalist that's what she does, and like. Somebody who's written a book all about naked short selling, like that's what she wrote an entire book about, and like all these people have agreed with what's going on with GME. Like it's not just like dum-dums on.
That was like, oh, by the way, they have a big account with Robinhood, and so they can just be like, close trading for a little while.
Huh? What are you saying?
Okay. So, what was the group that was doing the shorting?
Citadel.
Okay, and they had a large... somehow they had some relationship with Robinhood, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. And then Robinhood suddenly just couldn't buy GME shares, right?
Yeah. They stopped letting you buy.
Okay, so let's just call this corruption in general. Right?
Correct, yes. I totally agree there's corruption in general with this, yes.
Okay. Where is the expert that says, I don't know about all the corruption going on and what could happen? Like, I don't know the other out that they have. They probably have several.
Well, I don't know what you're saying. What do you mean the other out that they have?
So no one told you that Robinhood was going to just suddenly cut off buying GME shares.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So whatever legal loophole they come with, there can be judges that just, say, this contract's not airtight. There'll be lots of ways around these things. I'm not, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I think I get your point. Your point is maybe they never have to cover because there's some loophole that they can find to get out of covering the shorts.
I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
The entire universe of financial investments, judges, corruption, all
No.
I have no idea. Or
I agree with you that
SEC says this is crazy and they can just like
somehow get rid of the
no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am in no way, like, you have to know so many perspectives that there's no way. You just have to take on faith what another person says.
Yeah, so I take on faith that the people specifically that guy who's done lawsuits for 20 years on this, that there is no out. The only way is to cover, or the thing that they've shorted goes bankrupt, which every other time it's been the place has gone bankrupt. Or they've sued
but that's not
to force them to cover.
Okay, that there's no out. Right?
So far...
GME can just issue as many shares as they want forever, right? That's an out. That's
Correct. They could technically do that. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. I don't know if they go to the CEO or the board of directors of GME and here's $1 billion, issue 1 trillion shares.
So
I don't know. That might be less than what they would pay for short covering, and
so GME's actually
maybe they'll just issue them.
They actually have introduced, I think it was 5 million.
I know.
I
know they've introduced shares already.
Yeah,
and
5.
Maybe
I think it was
waiting for the next bribe to introduce more. Maybe they're negotiating with Citadel for how big a bribe they need to issue more shares.
Look, you're not wrong. That could definitely be a thing that they could be doing. I would say if anybody found out about that, they would ruin their customer base, though.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. That if I had to take a wild guess as to their corrupt way to resolve this, it would be Citadel bribes the board of directors to issue new shares.
Yeah, I could see that.
And there are a million other ways that could happen, but that's my guess as to what they would do.
I would say that is a possibility. I could see that happening. But 5 million wouldn't be the amount they need.
Stop buying them. What's that?
What's that? I said I don't think 5 million would be the amount.
No, they're like I said, they were probably negotiating the price per shares. Okay, if you issue 100 million, we'll give you $1 billion, and we'll give it to you in this and that way. And I think those negotiations could go on forever. Who knows?
But they would have to make the shares, though. That's the problem, because we would know about it. I think that's the biggest problem is they can't just... They have to actually make those shares, because if it's 140% shorted, and that's all they have to prove, that's over 100 and some million shares. So they would have to introduce 30 million shares at least, right?
Yeah, they can do that.
So there would be evidence of it. It's not just something they can just... There would be evidence of it. We would be able to see every time the amount of shares go up.
No, as soon as they issue, I'm sure there's some form they have to fill out, federal, for the government that says we're going to issue shares. That would be the first announcement, and at that point, the stock's going to tank.
Yeah. Well, that's why we think it tanked from 300 and whatever to the 200 it's at now, is because they introduced the 5 million.
Yeah, so why wouldn't they introduce more if someone pays them off, the board of directors?
They could, but I think you got to see it as we already know that at least retail has about 50 million shares. What do you think is going to happen if we find out that they've done that?
How many shares are there in reality? Give me a...
There's 75, but if you take out Ryan Cohen owns 9 million, BlackRock owns about 9 million, you can reduce it down to there's 30 million available for retail.
There's 30 million available to retail, but they own 50 million? Is that the idea?
Correct. Yeah. That we can prove.
20 million, let's say there's 20 million fake shares.
Mm-hmm.
So to even the books, they need to issue 20 million.
Yeah, we're pretty sure it's a lot more than 20 million fake shares, though. But let's say it's 20. Let's go on the low end and say it's 20 million fake shares.
Let's say it's 20. How much did whoever Cohen have?
9 million.
9 million? How about the rest of the board of directors?
I have no idea. I don't know those ones offhand. I know they have them. I don't know what.
Company insiders have 20 million shares.
Oh, let's see. No, because BlackRock owns 9 million, which would make 18 offhand.
Okay. BlackRock's an index, right? So they're not going to sell them.
No.
But they would loan them. They would loan them in perpetuity. They do that all the time.
They could. Look, I'm saying you're right. That could happen. They could prevent a squeeze by doing that.
Actually, can't they just borrow in perpetuity? It's basically taking a credit card and paying off the last credit card with your new credit card.
My thoughts are, though, why would Ryan...
borrow the shares from BlackRock and just keep doing it?
My thoughts are I don't think Ryan Cohen would do that.
Not Ryan Cohen, like just Capital.
What do you mean? He's the head of GameStop now.
I know, but let's just go with BlackRock. And there's probably indexes that own more shares.
I also don't know.
50 million. There's 20 million.
Well,
left.
I also don't know if what you're saying if they can cover shorts in that way.
Yeah, they can.
You know what I'm saying?
You can
if they've invented shorts and we bought those shorts.
Let's just start with
if they
BlackRock
can cover
is
them.
an index fund. BlackRock is an index fund. They constantly will lend out stocks from their portfolio. As long as you promise to bring them back, it's just a standard futures contract, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So they borrow 9 million shares, Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then they loan them to another company, a little shell company, that then loans them back to Citadel. Mm-hmm. Now they have 18 million shares. And then they loan to another shell company, and then they loan it back to Citadel. Now there's 27 million shares, and they're covered. And then they just keep doing that in perpetuity. Like I said, it's like taking a credit card, and you pay off the other credit card with the credit card you have now. They can just keep going forever. I mean, yes, they do have to pay money to do it.
Yes. Well, that's what we're pretty sure they are doing right now is just
but it's a matter of
kicking the rock,
going to
basically.
Cash out first, you or them.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking they're doing is they're basically with other hedge funds hiding the shares they need to cover in calls, so call options, right? So if they put them in call options, they don't have to show that they failed to deliver the stock that they've borrowed, right? So they're hiding them in call options. So every 21 and 35 days, those failures to delivers come up. So they have to get new call options. That's when we notice the price spikes in GME is pretty much every 21 to 35 days. So the next one is the 24th. Because they can't always cover all the failures to deliver. So some of them essentially leak out because people buy them, right?
Sure.
So you're right in that they could technically do this forever and just play a waiting game unless something happens with GameStop to where they're forced to cover because they have to count the amount of shares they have. Like, for instance, a crypto dividend is what Overstock did to force shorts to cover.
A crypto dividend.
Correct. So they did a crypto dividend because if you are short a stock, you are responsible for paying a portion of that dividend. So by doing a crypto dividend, Overstock forced shorts to either pay a crypto dividend, a portion of that, which they couldn't. It was basically impossible for them to do, so they were forced to cover. Otherwise, they would have to pay whatever crazy-ass price those cryptos dividends that they had to find were.
Okay, you're really into the weeds with me now, but I still think...
I told you, man, I've read a lot about this. This is also the...
Pop on the
I'm sorry?
24th, like, you think it's gonna...
It'll go up on the 24th.
Up to what?
I don't think it's going to moon on the 24th. I think it'll go up. It's not going to moon until the shorts are forced to cover. Like I said, they're going to kick the can as long as possible. I think you're right on that. Okay. So I think it will take GameStop. There's two things that they're doing that they can force them to cover that we think they're working towards. And that's one is a crypto dividend because they're doing NFTs. So kind of the genius of what they're doing with GameStop. I don't know if you know what they're doing. Do you know what they're doing with NFTs? No. So basically, GameStop is a buy and sell games. What's that?
Uh-huh. Those crashed, though, right? NFTs?
They what? Crashed.
They crashed, price-wise.
Oh, yeah. I don't care about that. Yeah, the whole point of the NFTs is if you can make a digital game, an NFT, it can show ownership and you can resell the digital copy that you own.
Okay.
So you basically can do what GameStop has done with physical copies with the digital copies if they're NFTs, right? And this is confirmed that they've made an NFT website, so we already know that they're actually working towards that.
Sure.
So that's one thing is they're thinking...
Go back to, you know what Warren Buffett invests in, right? You know his famous little thing.
Like his S. He just like talk about like the S&P and whatever, right?
No. Things he understands.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to go so far into the weeds,
that's not that far in the weeds, though.
Things like no, you've got to trust so many things. There's just so many stories here.
So one is they do a crypto dividend,
to go up.
Or 2, they do a merger.
Okay.
So if they merge with another company and create a new stock ticker, that would force...
Okay.
They have to get all the shares that are loaned out back, which means shorts have to cover.
Okay. So this is all... So there are lots of different avenues in which GME goes up, let's say. There's lots of different stories. Let's call them
For
stories.
mooning, I would say. For mooning.
Whatever it
yes.
is. Let me tell you another story. There's a company that makes very popular computers that fit in your pocket. People give them lots of money for it, and sometimes they send this money to you. That's it. That's the fucking story. Or this other story would be, there's a little thing on the internet where you go and type what you want to look at, and then it goes and finds it for you. But they will show you ads, and lots of people pay for these ads. And those people pay for the ads. They take that money, and sometimes they send it back to you if you buy this stock.
Okay.
You know these simple stories? You hear these simple stories? It's about the story of how they fucking make money. They make fucking money, and they send you the fucking money. Right? Here's like simple stories. Like, there's this thing called insurance. There are lots of these companies where they collect lots of money, and if a bad thing happens to you, they'll give you some of the money, but not all of it, and they just keep a lot of it to themselves. And sometimes, if you own the stock, they'll send some of it back to you.
Yes.
You see how easy these ones are? You see how easy it is?
But
they just have, like, that's, of course. Like, of course, they're worth something. GME doesn't have a... What do they do right now? What do they do that makes them money? They have these stores that are going out of date that nobody fucking wants because everything's going digital. What do they have? They have stories about the future, stories about mergers, story about short sellers, stories about...
Well, they're not stories about short sellers now, are they?
Those are fucking stories.
That's been proven.
Some of them are so fucking complicated. I can't... You gotta be a goddamn, like, certified stockbroker to understand them. And even then, maybe not. Like, I have a finance degree, and I'm like, a crypto dividend? I've never heard of this. I can do accounting. I know how, like, I can read a financial statement. I can, like I said, I've been reading finance for years, economics. I still never heard of a crypto dividend. Don't know what that is. Apple doesn't need to tell me about their crypto dividends to make me buy them.
But you know what a dividend is, and you know what a crypto dividend would
I know what a
be.
dividend is. Because that's normal. When part of my story is about Apple making the phones and sometimes sending the money back to you, that something back to you was either a dividend or a share buyback.
Yeah, but we're
All
talking about
that's all it is.
Okay, so rewind. GameStop was 140% shorted. You can understand that, right? That means they shorted more stocks than exist.
Here's another story. Okay? It's basically Madoff or any of the Ponzi schemes. It's new investors being paid off, like the old investors being paid off by new investors. Like, if I go in and if I pay $100,000 today for GME, somebody's selling. That was an original investor. And if some other idiot pays $200,000 tomorrow and I sell, then that idiot's buying from me.
Okay. So once again, you do understand, though.
That's a story I understand. That is a story I fucking understand, and it's happened time and time again throughout fucking history. Just like we do a valuable thing, and sometimes we send back money when you buy the stock. That's a story that I understand. It's very simple.
Yeah.
And it happens again and again. Yes, sometimes these weird technical, like, the shorts thing happen, but it usually doesn't go on this long, and it usually doesn't have 100 other alternative stories. It's usually just that one story.
But just like you said,
you don't need 9 other, like Cohen's taking over, and he's gonna invent AI.
the number one goal for the shorts is to not cover, right? So obviously they're going to kick this can as long as possible. January happened because people caught on to the story, and that's why the price drove up, because people were buying in at any price. It wasn't shorts covering it. They still haven't covered, right?
January happened, and all that happened, like, it's the same way Tulip Mania happened.
Okay, hold on. You say, so once again, we're back to Michael Berry.
Babies happen, Zach. Like, tell me,
what?
Explain Beanie Babies to me.
What? I'm not finished. Hold on. But this is all based on actual proof and evidence of things happening. So just literally Michael Berry, even himself.
Back to that.
Huh? Michael Berry even tweeted himself, there really can't be another GME. Nothing is or was even close to as shorted. And in parentheses, he put over 100% of a float. So small and so hated/ignored, dismissed prior to the Big Short squeeze. It was a uniquely perfect setup. There won't be another one like it. Much like the Big Short.
Okay.
So there's a reason why people are buying into this, because we know it's impossible for them to have covered yet.
Let me ask you just one more simple question. And here's where, so go back to the complicated stories you're telling me. You're telling me lots of complicated stories.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I can't check the corruptions. I can't check the stories. I'm not going to spend all fucking year looking into this.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to. But that doesn't mean it's not happening.
Does Michael Berry own GME anymore? Does he have a major position in GME?
I think he sold actually before the January squeeze happened.
I don't think so. I think he sold into it. I believe he has no position.
Yeah, I think he sold, but he also sold a lot of stocks because he believes in the whole entire economic fallout coming up, which probably is probably true as well.
If I'm trying to gauge which, do I believe the retards on Super Stonks? Or will I go with Michael Berry?
Well, part of why he said he was leaving was because of the meme stocks getting out of control. Because it was like AMC, GME.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous too. AMC, like it all seems like giant Ponzi schemes to me. It's just it seems like they're all turning into Tulip Mania or whatever the other ones are. And it's like, they'll keep going up.
I still believe in the math of what I've seen with the shorts haven't covered. So my biggest fear is what you've said is since it's so goddamn corrupt on Wall Street, which has been proven time and time again, are they able to just corrupt their way out of it? Which is my biggest concern. And I don't think enough people on Super Stonk are worried about that. Like, can they just corrupt their way out of this?
Yeah. Like, they're the insiders. You're not.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you that that's my biggest worry of how it would never happen.
So, I don't know. Hedge your bets. Don't put it all in GME.
At this point, there's no point. I don't even believe in the stock market after GME now, after what I've read. Like,
I've been believing mostly what Barry said for a while now. Like I
yeah.
said last time, I'm mostly in cash because I just look at the market and I think this is fucking bonkers. Like, I don't understand any of it. Like, I can't, and going back to that company that made phones, I wish it were that simple story. The fact is, from the beginning of the pandemic to a little bit after, they doubled in price. Like, their market cap doubled. 1 trillion to 2 trillion in a matter of months.
Yeah.
And, nothing changed about their business. Nothing.
Nothing. Not a single fucking thing.
And the craziest thing about it isn't that it went from 1 trillion to 2 trillion, which, by the way, that was already the highest a company had ever been, $1 trillion. And it went to 2 trillion. That's not the craziest thing. The craziest thing is it's not that crazy. It's it was forgotten in 2 months because there were many other crazy things going on with GME, with Tesla, with all that other shit, like Tesla being bought into the S&P 500. Like, that's to me is like, yeah, we're in a mania. Where like Barry's like, we're by a couple order of magnitude, the biggest bubble of all time. Where I'm like, I want to be in cash because I look at this shit and it's just, it all seems bonkers that doubling in price, the largest company in the U.S. doubling in price in a matter of months with no change in their business. And that's not even the craziest thing that happened in the last, 6 months. Not even close. Like, if I put a list of the top 100 crazy-ass things, that'd be like 83.
Dude, I completely agree with you. And also, so you know what the beta is on stocks? Like, if it's positive beta, they're going with the market?
Do you know what the cap M is?
No.
Come on, you know all this crap in the weeds. See, this is the difference of a finance degree. The capital asset price model, it's where the beta is derived. But yeah, it's basically if they have a beta of 1, if the market goes up 1, they should go up 1%.
Yeah. So
if the market goes down 1, they should have a negative.
GME has been negative beta for a long time, and not like -1, but a lot more than that. So usually when the stock market drops, it goes up.
Yeah. That's normal because they're like dollar stores are generally negative beta, right? Because
I get that. Yeah.
Beta, right? But you're talking that's different though.
I'm talking that I think they're
I'm
a hedge against the
price. I don't think their beta is going to hold as negative when they have a bubble price and the bubble pops.
So
like that their negative beta won't work like that.
So my belief, from what I've read, is basically GME is going to moon with the stock market crash. What? Like one or the other, like one might cause the other.
No, if you think that's because they're beta, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, well,
because a lot of the banks are tied to GME and their shorts.
Okay. But beta, again, comes back to real economic stories. Like, dollar stores have negative betas because when people are in a bad economy, they shop at the dollar store.
Correct.
GME would have a low negative beta because when people don't have money, they'll buy used games rather than new games. Okay?
Okay, I'm not talking anything about their business. I'm not in GME because their business model is great. I'm in it because of it.
The bubble pops, it's not like people are gonna... The bubble pops, it's like the crazy-ass prices go all the way down, and GME is definitely a crazy-ass fucking price.
So my more opinion is, so banks are the ones who loan out to the hedge funds to do the shorting that they've been doing, right? So I think when it moons, if they're forced to cover the banks loaning them out, that is going to be another catalyst for the crash.
Oh, what are banks lending?
Banks lending out to hedge funds.
Money.
Yes.
Yeah. But they have reserves up their ass. Like, that doesn't matter. That's why, like, so...
have you seen the reverse repo rate?
I don't. Like, this is from, like, I don't know, April that you posted this? I don't care. This is getting too far.
Anyways, it's only gone up.
Simple story.
No, I'm just saying it's only gone up. Like, literally, every day it's beaten the record for the highest rate, except, what was it? On, like, Tuesday it went to, like, 580 billion, and then it, like, dropped back down to, like, 520 or something. But it's at the highest rate still. Just more confirming what Michael Berry is saying is, shit's gonna crash.
I agree. The thing is, it's all fucking crazy right now. I wish I...
What do you think? Okay.
I've been in cash for like a couple of years. That's the thing. I thought it was going to crash like 2 years ago. I was kind of validated when it was like at 18,000 the Dow, and I put in like 30 grand.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had put everything I had in, but I didn't.
What do you mean? You did puts on it, or you?
No, I put in money, cash, into stocks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you took out at that amount.
No. Okay, I've been in cash for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When the Dow dropped in March of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I took 30 grand of my cash and I put it in stocks.
Gotcha.
That's not all the cash I had. I could have put a lot more in.
Yeah.
I didn't. I wish I'd put more in, but I was like, oh no, it could still fall less than 18,000.
I don't know. If anything, you should be getting out of a lot of other stocks at this point. When will they've?
But that's the thing. How did I get into cash in the first place? By going, shit, this thing can't keep going up. But then it did. I mean, yeah, it crashed to 18,000 at one point, but then it just shot right the fuck back up. That's what
it's got to crash eventually, right? It has to.
Here's the thing. How long have you been investing, Zach?
Since the beginning of the pandemic, but I've invested a couple years before that, but more heavily at the beginning of the pandemic when stocks dropped.
Since 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? One thing I've learned, I don't know a fucking thing.
Dude, trust me, I don't either, like I said.
Surprises you.
I've just been reading about GME for the past 6 months.
Okay. And that's part of a problem, though. Like, wouldn't your time be more productively spent doing something else?
Well, I mostly do it during work hours, let's be honest.
I know. But our economy can't be based on investing in GME. We can't be like, okay, everyone quit your job and just put your money in GME and we'll all be alright. It doesn't work that way. That's not how it works.
It's not like I quit my job and put all my money in GME, though.
But...
Most of my GME I bought in when it dropped to 40.
The impression I get in the past 6 months is everybody should quit their jobs and just put all their money in X. Be it Bitcoin, Tesla, GME, whatever it is. Only suckers work. Put all your money in X.
No, that's just crazy.
I know. But that's where it's like, this just seems like a crazy-ass fucking bubble.
What do you think will be like what do you think will cause the bubble to burst yourself? What do you think's going to happen?
This podcast. I think people are going to download this podcast.
We did it. We did it ourselves.
They're going to sell everything.
I mean, Michael Berry's been calling it for the past year.
If it crashes tomorrow, I'm going to say it's this podcast. If we hit a circuit break tomorrow,
that'd be hilarious.
If it circuit breaks, it was this podcast. I want you to...
Let's be honest, though, Nick. I'm not editing this tonight and releasing it tomorrow. I have a different podcast released tomorrow.
Okay.
So if on the day I release this, the stock market crashes, we'll know we're the catalyst.
Okay, but if it crashes, I want you to edit this and release this instead, okay?
It's automatically set to release in 6 a.m. tomorrow.
I
will release this in addition.
Fucking podcast. Yeah, okay.
But you gotta send me this one then once we're done.
Alright, I will. This time I will actually do that.
So I should name this Will this crash the stock market?
Yes. Or are we just retarded?
Probably the latter than the former.
A little bit of both, honestly.
Oh my god. Also, send me I think it's 5:30, the one we last did. I don't have yours yet.
I'll look at it. Alright.
Alright. Later.
Yeah, later.